Depression affects more than 19 million Americans each year. Clinical depression is one of the most common mental illnesses, and unfortunately, many people resist treatment because they believe depression isn't serious. Depression can occur at any point in anyone's life. It is never a normal part of life. I would like to discuss the different causes, symptoms, and myths about depression. There are different causes of depression, and the ones that I would like to talk about are biological, situational, and genetic. A biological cause of depression is when there is too little or too much of certain brain chemicals called neurotransmitters. When these chemicals are out of balance, it may be the cause of depressive symptoms. The situational cause of depression is when there are difficult life events. Loss of a loved one, financial problems, high stress, or even childhood trauma can be the trigger of depression. The last cause of depression that I will discuss is genetic. If you have a family history of depression, this increases your risk of also having depression. There isn't much you can do to prevent it, especially if it is wired into your genetic makeup. There are many different symptoms of clinical depression. One set of symptoms includes being sad, anxious, or feeling empty all the time. When you have these feelings, it seems like there is nothing in the world that would make you feel any better. You start to feel hopeless because you don't think you are ever going to be happy again. Sleeping too little or too much can also be a sign of depression. Waking up in the middle of the night or early in the morning, or having any irregular sleeping patterns is also a sign. The last symptom is fatigue or loss of energy. If someone is getting tired very easily and has no motivation to do anything, that can be a sign of depression. If someone is normally very energetic and all of a sudden they've been acting sluggish and lazy, that should be a major warning sign. Myths about depression are common. One myth is that some people say depression is not a real medical problem. Depression is no different than heart disease in its ability to impact someone's life. The effects of depression can be emotional and physical. The medical community does see depression as a disease. Another myth about depression is that it is something that people can just snap out of with a positive attitude. With depression being considered a disease, it is not something that someone can just get rid of. People with diabetes can't stop being diabetic. The last myth I would like to discuss is the myth that depression only occurs when something bad happens in your life. While everyone has their ups and downs in life and experiences times of grief after a loss of a loved one or disappointment, developing depression doesn't require a tragic event in your life. Depression can arise when everything seems to be going well in life. Depression is not something you can choose to have or not. It is not contagious or something you can catch, but it is still a serious medical condition. Now that you are equipped with the warning signs and symptoms of depression, you now know what to look for in a loved one. If you think your loved one is suffering with depression, you need to seek help now. Everyone needs to realize that depression is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It is a real medical condition that needs to be taken seriously and treated as soon as possible.